I'm out here in Las Vegas, right? And so Floyd Mayweather, he's retired. Some can consider him one of the best, and some of them don't even put him in the elite boxers. I actually think he's probably the greatest boxer of all time, but not the greatest fighter of all time. I would give Muhammad Ali greatest fighter, greatest athlete, our greatest icon of boxing ever, ambassador of boxing, all that. But so I was at an event out here, a ball up championship basketball game, and they introduced Floyd Mayweather. And it was, the announcer was expecting him to get like all kind of cheers or whatever, and people, well, they just like didn't care. They halfway started to boo him or whatever, and then they introduced somebody like Ray J, and Ray J got way more cheers and applause.
Love. He got all the love.
Yeah, way more than Floyd. So I'm asking you, what do you think Floyd Mayweather's legacy is, and why doesn't he receive some of the accolades that he probably should have received?
Well, I think it's a real simple answer, and it all comes down to the money. Okay?
Okay.
There was, right before the Shane Mosley fight, I believe he still was Pretty Boy Floyd.
Okay.
Right after, in the Mosley fight, he created the Money team. Floyd Money Mayweather. And from that fight on, you know what he fought for. He fought for the money. When you're fighting for the money and you put it out there so blatantly, it disconnects you from the fans. Right? I'm fighting for the moolah. I'm fighting for the wristwatch. I'm fighting for the diamond chain because I'm all about the money, baby. We on the money team, right? He already was a little disconnected with the fans to begin with, but he didn't want to be all cheers. He loved the love-hate relationship that he had with his fans, because it's the love-hate relationship that also what added fuel to the fire in the money. I mean, we're talking about the man who's fighting Latino fighters on Latino holidays. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
This dude, nothing was a mistake, but you take away all that decision making and everything from the money aspect, and you just look at skill base, still one of the best to ever do it in history, period. You know what I'm saying? Some way, somehow, call him number one, call him your fifth favorite of all times. None of that really matters, man. When you're arguably, this is what I like to say, when you're arguably the best to ever do it, then you did it. You know what I'm saying? He's arguably the best ever, man, on an athletic standpoint when it comes to him, somebody who deserved a gold medal in the Olympic Games, and then the way he dominated the professional rankings, and somebody of his size and caliber to dominate the welterweight division and all that entitles with the welterweight division through its history. He really is one of the best that ever did it. And I watched all his fights at the end of his career. He still was one of the fastest welterweights, maybe still the fastest welterweight in the welterweight division. And that was when he was slowing down. Like you could see it's not as fast as it used to be, because what it used to be at 135, like when he fought Zab and fights before that, that wasn't speed, that was lightning. It was coming up like it was almost as quick as you can say it happened. He's always been sharp, man. I've always just I always tell people, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather's defense, let anybody in the world that has a coach, okay? Let's say that there's a coach with a football team or a coach with a basketball team. If there was a defensive coach that can make people not score the way that Floyd made people not score, that coach will go down as the greatest defensive coach of all time. Hands down.
Real talk.
Hands down. I mean, his defense was on such a high level caliber that if you could take that defense into any other sport, you would have to declaim that team has the best defense in the league, you know. And then his accuracy and his timing, impact, you know, is just great, man. Everything about the man, skill wise, is just 100, you know. And then the one thing that real fighters like me that I admire the most is how he never let the money make him feel comfortable. You know, as it can make him feel comfortable in life, it can make him look pretty in the mirror. You know what I mean? But he didn't run less. He didn't do less. You know what I mean?
Right.
If anything, he probably did more to get more. You know, and to have a never-ending hunger like that is very special too. So I give him credit for that.
Right, I agree with you. And I seen a comment from, I think it was Zab Judah or whatever, and he kind of commented on what you said. He said that Mayweather trained like he was broke still, and that might be.
He was broke, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man.